Good evening, good afternoon, good night, and good morning. Welcome to another live episode of Millionaire Man Cave right here on Relationship Entertainment Television, better known as RETV. We appreciate y'all for tuning in because y'all could have chose to be anywhere, but y'all are right here with us on Relationship Entertainment Television. So make sure if y'all have not already done so, that y'all go ahead and subscribe to the RETV YouTube page. Just type in Relationship Entertainment Television, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell. That way you notify each and every time a brand new episode of Millionaire Man Cave comes on Relationship Entertainment Television. But then if y'all are watching via Facebook, make sure y'all let y'all people know that we are live on the air. And that way you can share it with them and they can be a part of the conversation as well. As y'all know, I can't do this show without the people that's on the screen with me right now. So I appreciate these fellas for coming through each and every Tuesday, 8 p.m. As always, my brother from another mother whose first love is go-go, as you can see on his shirt. Yes, first love is go-go. My man Millionaire Mike is in the building. What's going on, Mike?
Rock on.
Really, Mike? Is that how you feel tonight?
I had to come up with something different. I don't know.
Mike, your hair cut closer than normal or something? You seem like you got the fresh baldy or something.
Yeah, I do. I've been cutting it bald lately.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think I noticed that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good, because the last few times you see me, you probably see me outside with a hat on.
Gotcha. Yeah, we did go to Top Golf last week, and you did have the good KA side hat on. So yes, sir. Okay. Good deal. As always, straight out of the DMV, Mr. Reasonable is in the building tonight. What's good with you, Donnell?
I hurt.
He say he hurt. You hurt, bro.
Hey, look, anybody watching, females only. I need a massage. A deep tissue.
Hey, I'm glad you specified with like females only. Hey, question though, right about that, right quick before we move any further. So my wife was telling me. My wife was telling me I told you a week they went on vacation, and it was an all girls trip, and all of them wound up getting guys as a masseuse except for one. What would you do if you was that one who had the same sex masseuse?
Yo. First off, it's hilarious talking about this because my job they had like the massages, the back massages going on all day. The ones that you sit up in a chair.
Yeah.
So they had two people and then they had a man and a woman. And I ain't even checked to see who I picked I just signed up and I was like, oh, I am so glad that it was not the man. Like I got lucky. I had a 50-50 chance. But I was like, oh shit, I didn't know there was a dude. So
hey, what if you had like Shaquille O'Neal hands?
All of a sudden,
I'd be like, hey, man.
Little thing that when they sit up in the chair, and all of a sudden you got these big, manly, masculine ass hands.
I'm about to get the glutes.
That's the only way he would have touched me. Because if I knew he was there, no way. I'd be like, we ain't doing this today.
You can't, Mike. You can't.
I'd be like, I wait.
I prefer a woman. I prefer exactly.
Yeah, I've never. But I will. I ain't gonna say that because that'd be wrong.
I just don't see another man stretching me out, bro.
Can't no man touch me like that.
You did in football.
That wasn't massage.
No, you said stretching you.
Yeah, he was stretching you.
First of all, I didn't get stretched. I did the stretching.
Oh boy,
it's okay to tell us the truth. I was just curious to know, curious. So you said you
high school 98 asked about me.
Okay. So ladies, as Donnell says during words loud, he needs a female masseuse to take care of him. So if anybody wants to volunteer their services, y'all go ahead and put it in the chat, and so we can.
You ain't got to volunteer.
Oh, you gonna pay?
I'll pay.
He got $40. Donnell said he got $40 to go ahead.
He got 40 on it.
He got 40 on it. Yeah. So, ladies, if y'all want to make a quick $40,
$40 and some chocolate.
Better than 40 and some cream. Hey, y'all figure that one out. Anyway, moving on. Also in the building with us always, Mr. PC is in the building, who is a father, a husband, and provider with the sweatshirt on tonight, and the hero,
Don't
and
forget the hero and the king.
I told you that same sweatshirt in black. I think you stole my drink. What's good with you, John?
Chilling.
Another Tuesday night for John.
No, I don't look. I had a
What?
I'm doing something different this Tuesday.
John looks sneaky.
He do, don't he? He pulled it up, was like, I'm doing something different this Tuesday. I ain't running everything. Why the change up, John? Why the change up? You want to share us, or you on?
I'm just doing, just chilling. I'm chilling.
His wife probably told him he need to cut it out. He be coming to kids after drinking all that and be getting ready to stretch her out after drinking all that. Exactly. They got loosed up. You about to take all this tonight, babe. He ain't got nothing to say. She must be watching, or she across the room getting ready to throw another shoe.
Not this time. She ain't earshot though.
Okay.
Yeah, y'all know what time it is. It's time for our hot topics. We get into our hot topics each and every time this week. Actually, no, we're getting into Word to the Wise. Donnell, what you got for Word to the Wise tonight? Let's go.
We getting into it already?
Yeah, we're gonna get into it already.
Oh man, hold fast, hold fast.
Get the people what they want. Get the people what they want. We want to know what's the word to the wise for tonight.
I got you.
Heavy eating must be good as hell. We know that much.
It's a now or later.
It's now later.
Now or later.
Now later.
True story, young. So I don't know about y'all, but before I get into Word of the Wise, man, true story. So back in the day, we used to go, you know what I'm saying, like the school field trips. And like we used to take like candy on the bus, on the field trip bus. And so I had a field trip, you know what I'm saying, the next day. It was when I was a kid. And I had asked my father if, you know what I'm saying, he can give me some candy for the field trip. So he asked me some, you know what I'm saying, he asked me what kind. I said, now laters. This Bama. So they didn't have no now laters. They had now or laters.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious, huh?
Did he bring you back nothing?
Huh?
He bring you back nothing?
He brought back the now or laters, but they weren't now laters. But we always said now later. So you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. I thought it was an and.
No, yeah, it is an and.
No, it's or.
It says no, you're right. It doesn't say, it says or. It's now or later.
Actually, no, it is and. It is and. I'm sitting there looking at the job. I had to Google the drink right quick, and it
what
is
the hell, now and or later? What?
Nope,
Yeah,
I'm about to put it on the screen.
It's whatever it is now later.
It's now and later, not now
it's
or
now
later.
And later. Now and later.
Oh, now and later. My bad.
Yeah, now and later.
I'm mad you're not even just Googling it. You Amazon Priming it. You just said people be
you ready to buy some.
You looked that shit up. You looked it up on Amazon Prime, not Google.
I did Google it. When I clicked on the picture, it wound up coming up on Amazon. You wound up coming up on Amazon. Well,
like,
no matter what.
How do I get some now and
now and later? 25.
He got high school kids. They might have a field trip tomorrow.
Get them some now and later.
But you know that's old school Canada. They into like Swedish fish.
I don't like
can I just tell you? I gave my kids.
Huh?
Yeah, I gave my kids a pack of Sour Patch Kids. They was excited. I was like, I can't eat them shits. Make my face go.
I used to like Sour Patch Kids. Sour Patch Kids. It's better than what was them lemon heads back in the day.
Yeah.
They got lemon head. I had something the other day. You had a fistful of lemon head.
What's them beans or what's these?
I hated them.
Boston
I hated
baked
them.
Boston beans.
Boston
Them
baked
Yeah.
joints was garbage.
Them drinks was nasty.
Now, I don't even know what they was made out of. It ain't taste like nut, taste like bean. I guess that was.
What was them? What was that?
Cherry clans.
Yeah, that was my joint. Cherry Clans and Alexander the Great.
Yeah, Alexander the Grape joint.
What was them? That hard candy, the cinnamon candy.
The stuff your grandmother kept in her purse.
Nah,
Chico stick. Chico sticks.
no,
No, not Chico stick. It went the other way. It was white. It was
It
white.
was like a red. It looked like a
Red Hots.
No, they ain't one Red Hots. I don't eat them neither. But
Cinnamon candy. You gotta be.
was it a Fireball? No.
Fireballs.
No, that was no.
Hot
That joint
tamales.
was just all red.
It was hot tamale is soft. This joint was like straight.
Nah.
It was crunchy. It was crunchy. You talking about that? It was crunchy.
No,
No,
You got me googling it. So I saw something like which. It wasn't. You said it wasn't Red Hots. You said it wasn't the Atomic Fireball.
yeah, it must have been a Fireball. It must have been a Fireball. It was just, it's a cinnamon.
Disgusting.
Yeah,
It's like a
All
jawbreaker, but it was cinnamon
Red Hot
jawbreaker.
flavor too. Red Hots was cinnamon flavored. Atomic Fireballs.
They all were cinnamon flavored.
Yeah, all of it was nasty. I don't care what. All of it was nasty. You talking about these drinks right here down there?
Yeah.
Yeah, nah, you good.
All right. So real quick. We ain't even gotten to the what's the name yet. So if you had to be on like what's the on a challenge show, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you couldn't eat like you would be eliminated if you had to eat what candy?
Oh.
Probably Boston baked beans. Nah. Or licorice. Yo, I hate licorice. Y'all, the licorice sticks, the black joints, the black licorice. Oh no,
You can't do
I
the red.
like
licorice.
licorice.
You
I like
can't do the red.
licorice.
Red is cherry.
Twizzlers.
Twizzlers, red is cherry. Or
I can't do that
strawberry. Either all right, so it's either licorice or what's the other joint I can't stand?
Or maybe a better question for y'all. What Halloween candy you gave away?
Candy corn.
Candy corn.
Yeah,
Candy
that was
corn.
disgusting.
Candy corn. I don't know.
That would have me eliminated. That would have me eliminated.
Candy corn. What is candy corn? Because it don't taste
It's
like
wax.
corn.
It's wax.
Sugar wax.
Again, I'm about to look at what is candy corn. Candy corn ingredients.
It's
It gotta be
nasty.
more-
That's what it is.
It's okay.
nasty.
So sugar, corn syrup, confectioner's glaze, salt, cocoa powder. None of this stuff matches to make any sense for it to be any good. None
And
of
it's
that-
like stuff that's in all candy.
yeah.
Do y'all like saltwater taffy?
It's all
I
right.
used to.
Alright.
I used to.
It's all right.
We would go down to Virginia Beach every year and we would get some.
Yeah, it's all right. I mean, it's depending on it depends on what flavor it is. That's like this with Twizzlers. It depends on what flavor it is. I can't do the black joints, and with even with the saltwater taffy, I don't know the flavors, but not all flavors. They got like a mint flavor that was disgusting.
Mm,
It really just depends on what flavor it is.
okay.
Gotcha. All right, y'all ready to get into this word to the wise?
Word to the wise, my dog. Word to the wise.
Words to the wise. Ladies. Listen. Make sure you wash your ass before you soak in the tub. And fellas, before you decide to jump in the tub with her, remember, all money ain't good money.
What?
Hey, what's that floating in the water? That's the bath. That's part of the bath bomb. Nah, that ain't no damn bath. That ain't no damn bath bomb. Floating in the water. Nah, you good. Yeah, it is. It's little herbs. Nah,
Oh,
Like why this
man.
water? Listen, why this water tinted?
murky as a mug. Murky as a mug. Nah. Why you got
That's why they had the bubble baths with a lot of bubbles.
little ring around the tub joint. John brought out the big he brought out the big headphones. You all right over there, John? He can't hear what we saying.
Yeah, that's what
But you know-
Can you hear us?
at least those are my thoughts, right? Like people take like baths, like women take baths in the tub, and like when you like wash your body in the tub and you drain the tub, like you see the ring around the joint because that's the dirt from your body.
Yeah, that's dirt from your body.
But you know what I'm saying? Like some people will like wash, go back in the tub to get the suds off of them, but they ain't doing nothing but putting the dirt back on their body.
That's what, I was getting ready to ask that question. So isn't it proper procedure for you to either A, stand up and rinse yourself with regular water coming out the faucet, or B, go in the shower and actually rinse the rest of the dirt off of your body? Because if you just get up and get out the tub, you still got dirt on you because you still, it's just dirty water.
This is true. I mean, I guess some people have like the bathtub and the shower. Some people, you know, I guess modern homes have the shower and the tub separate.
Yeah.
Right.
I would probably suggest, you know what I mean, take a shower and then soak in the tub.
That's too much like work though, dog. I do it the other way around. If I was to do it, I'd do it the other way around. I soak in the tub and then get up.
Soak in the tub and don't scrub your body. Like still scrub your body in the shower. In the shower. Just jump in the shower after you soak in the tub. Or like I said,
some people like to soak in the tub though, just to soak.
But if you soak in the tub before you wash your ass, remember all they doo-doo. All they do in the tub with you.
It's water salty.
I don't know what it tastes like.
You wash your face, you like, that's disgusting.
That's just nasty.
Wash your ass before you jump in the tub. And fellas, don't be quick to jump in the tub behind your woman.
Be like, which one we doing? What you doing?
I tell you, that's why they got bath bombs, so they can make that excuse. It's just a bath bomb.
They need a bleach bomb. A dookie. Never mind.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. That remind me of that video. Which one of y'all sent that video earlier? One of y'all sent the video earlier about that situation. It must have been. It was probably Donnell. Sent the video earlier in the chat about that situation. The dude who was talking. I ain't gonna say what he was doing, but the dude who said he was who. That's another word for the wise for you that down there you need to have for another week. That video that women need to wash before engaging as well. Was that you? Y'all gonna make me look up the damn thing. Y'all making me.
I don't know. It might have been me. I can't remember.
Nope, it was Donnell.
Okay, good.
Donnell. Yes, that says Donnell.
Oh.
Yes, that says Donnell.
He said.
I'm sitting there like, which one of y'all sent it? I know one of y'all sent it. I still sent it. Exactly. Oh, man. Make sure you wash. That's another word to the wise for you. There you go.
He said he was smelling. He said he was smelling fish and he said fish and shit.
Fish and shit.
That's right.
He said he had a nice little glaze. He said, but I ain't stopped though. No.
It's so nasty, yo.
I just tilted my head back and just kept going. Dog. Nope.
I ain't man cave. Have y'all ever like smelled it and didn't stop?
What? First of all, if you smell it, I got to question who you with in the first place.
Hey, yeah. Come on, man.
Yeah,
Don't do that.
I take a sniff.
Don't do that.
Yo,
don't do that.
As soon as them drawers drop, you like, I think somebody calling. I gotta
what
go.
Do you do?
No.
What do you do when it's hot and ready, like the Little Caesars pizza?
Nope.
And you get a whiff.
You can escort her to the shower.
Exactly. You're like, you know what? We should do this in the shower.
Let's do this in the shower. Well, you go all 112 all of a sudden. You're like, We can do it anywhere. Like,
Right, exactly. let's try something different tonight. Let's go to the shower.
That's what you do?
Yeah. Either if it's somebody, okay, it depends, Donnell. So if it's somebody who you just getting for the first time, then you just dip out. But if it's your girl who you've been with a couple times or whatever, she just had a bad day or whatever case it may be, she forgot to wipe herself as nice. Let's just go in there.
You number 2 today?
Let's just go ahead and hit the shower.
This is her second stop.
So you don't embarrass her and say you gonna do something about that?
You be like,
I like John's response. Ew.
Just ask her, you smell that? She be like, smell what? Okay. Now I know.
Treat her like a little puppy, put her drawers in her face.
oh boy.
Lord have mercy.
I know be starting trouble. That's exactly what they'll be doing. Yo, before we get to our hot topics for tonight, let's go ahead and get into the first set of commercials for tonight. Yeah, Donnell starting trouble.
Hey, it's your girl Tia Robertson. I'm the host of Entrepreneur Insider. Right here on RETV, every Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern for entrepreneurs and news that you need to know about. See you there.
Welcome back to another live episode of Millionaire Man Cave right here on Relationship Entertainment Television, better known as RETV. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. Don't forget, if y'all are on Facebook, share this with your family, share this with your friends, let them know Millionaire is live in the building. Don't forget, y'all can ask live questions, and we'll answer them right here on air. We talk about all good hot topics. We talk about word to the wise. We got question of the week, all that good stuff coming up. I think the topic for the night is Robyn versus Harper. For those people who watch the Best Man series, the final chapter series on Peacock, we talk about a little bit of Robyn versus Harper in a little bit. So make sure y'all stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, in between time, we got our hot topics for the night. What's going on down there with the hot topics?
Oh man, before we get into the hot topic, y'all catch the games this weekend?
Man, yes, some of
them. Yep.
So if y'all had to predict the team out of the 4 teams, who winning the Super Bowl? Well, twofold. Who's going to the Super Bowl and who's winning the Super Bowl?
Okay.
So both of my two teams that I said at the beginning of the season are still in it. I said it was going to be the Chiefs and the 49ers, but now I'm wondering about the Chiefs because of Pat Mahomes' injury. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out this weekend.
Gotcha.
But that was my preseason pick.
So you sticking with those two?
Yep. I'm still gonna stick with it.
I'm gonna go with the 49ers in Cincy. I'm gonna go with the 49ers in Cincinnati, and partially because of the Patrick Mahomes situation. Partially, truth be told, I don't think on a good day that Cincinnati can beat Kansas City, but I'm gonna go with
Cincy been balling.
They have, but I mean, is their defense good enough to stop Kansas City's offense?
Is Kansas City off defense good enough to stop Cincinnati offense?
Good question. I don't know. So I'm going Cincinnati and 49ers. I like to keep it in the NFC East, but I'm going, I don't think the Eagles can beat the 49ers.
I think they can, personally. I think they can beat them, but I don't think they will.
What you got, John?
I'm going with the Cowboys.
Hey, John, you ain't shit, dog.
You almost made me spit my drink out.
Thank you. I told y'all we making me so mad. You would bring them up. Every show that I watch on TV, every sports show for a good hour talked about the damn Cowboys. And I'm like, yo, they lost. Can we let them die already? And
No. They are just finding another path to the finals.
They gonna trade some players to change the logo, because other than that, they right at home, just like the Washington Commanders and the Giants, and out of the NFC East.
They're taking a 10-year path to the finals.
It's been longer than 10 years. It's been a lot longer than 10 years.
Speaking of football, so I don't really know the full story with Ed Reed. Can anybody tell me?
Wow.
Can anybody tell me, what was? Because they said, like, I read that people were saying that Ed Reed was trash talking Bethune-Cookman University, but I didn't see anything where he was doing that.
Go ahead, John.
I was gonna say that I saw. Well, so he did a interview with Roland Martin, which
I watched.
I hate to even mention his name. I'm not a huge fan of Roland, but anyway, the conversation was basically that he was on the campus trying to get into his office, and like he was talking about how things were all messed up outside of his office, and how the team had to get bused to practice and things like that, and they didn't like what he said. Essentially, is what he said. So they actually had an president of the school, or the interim president, and he said that it was when they made one of them that had music in the background and talked about booties and titties and stuff like that, and the whole story is crazy. So he said that's why they got contacted by Disney, which gives money to the school, and Disney was like, "What do you want to do about this?" And basically saying that Disney doesn't like that their head coach is having booty titty music in the background of song. I was like, yo, this whole thing is convoluted and crazy.
It is. The whole thing. So supposedly what happened was Ed Reed has never signed a contract with Bethune-Cookman. However, he had been on campus, and they even showed him where the office was and all this stuff, but it was trash. And he was like, he had to spend his own time and his own money to go in there and clean up his office before he even was able to, pretty much step foot in the door with a signed contract. And so,
he said the windows didn't even open.
Yeah, so he pretty much was like, yo, what's going on? I guess he was bringing some truth he was telling the truth about the situation there. And the interim president, like John said, didn't like the truth about the situation that was going on at Bethune-Cookman. However, like John said, if you watch the actual interview, because he had Roland Martin also interviewed some of the players as well as some of the.
Did he? I didn't see that.
Yeah, he interviewed some of the players as well as some of the students that actually go to Bethune-Cookman, and they all said everything that Ed Reed said was true. So they don't know why all of a sudden they got offended and got their feelings hurt. And Roland Martin was like, yeah, as far as the music was concerned, he was like, he's been on 60 some odd out of the 100 and some odd HBCU campuses. And he said he's heard the same music across all the campuses. So why all of a sudden, because Ed Reed's playing the music that your same students and your kids is, listening to, then why all of a sudden you got an issue with it now? Because Ed Reed was playing. He's faculty and staff. I go on potential faculty and staff at the time. So now there's actually a bunch of students, as well as the entire football. I don't know about the entire football team, but quite a few of the football team who's actually been protesting there on Bethune-Cookman's campus to say, that they want Ed Reed there to be their head coach, and to say that he ain't told no lies.
I think basically just came down to a power play by the interim head. Like he didn't want people to start equating things happening at the school to Ed Reed. So he saw his opportunity to get rid of the guy. Matter of fact, he said it didn't come from the board of trustees. He did it. And I'm like, you an interim head. You shouldn't be able to fire nobody.
Exactly. If you were interim, I mean, don't get me wrong. I know you got position and power, but if you were interim, then, I don't know. But then, of course, there's a lot of people who feel like, here go another celebrity at another HBCU taking advantage of another HBCU and a bunch of other stuff. But I don't know if that was the case. The only issue I really had with it, because he had a whole 15-minute, exit. I ain't gonna say interview, but exit whatever he had with the team, some parents and whatnot at Bethune-Cookman, is that he had Deion Sanders video chat in on the conference for some reason. Like I didn't understand that concept. I didn't understand why Deion Sanders needed to be involved in any sort of fashion of Bethune-Cookman.
I mean, but I think that was, what I'm saying, because that was kind of like his that was kind of like his experience as well. I mean, maybe not to a T, but I
get that. However, talk to that man. As far as Deion is concerned, I'm gonna call you separately. I'm not gonna call you in the middle of a conference while you're doing a press conference or a conference in front of your parents and kids and that so on and so forth. I'm gonna talk to you separately and encourage you in that way and say, "Yo, I dealt with the same crap at Jackson, and this is what I had. This is why I left, or whatever the case may have been. And I'm praying for you." All the stuff that he said in his, in the video. But I didn't understand why it had to be during the conference. Is the part that really threw me off. Why Deion needed to be a part of that conference.
Well, so let me ask you this. You know what I'm saying? So in a situation like that, like how do you advocate for change? You know what I'm saying? Because in my mind, if it was already a big deal, changes would have been made, right? Right. Prior to Ed Reed. Just like Grambling. Remember, Grambling University had like a whole lot of issues.
Honestly, HBCU doesn't have a bunch of issues. Usually, when you hire a new head coach, a new athletic director, a new whatever, they're usually coming in to rectify a situation prior to them, or they're, especially in sports.
Or is the focus winning football games?
Right, that's what I'm saying. You coming in to rectify the program to win football games. So whoever the head coach was before, unless they retired, then 9 times out of 10 they had a losing season, and their recruitment may not have been what it should have been, or whatever the case may not have been. So you get rid of that dude or that chick or whoever it may be to bring in somebody else who could potentially, bring up recruitment, bring up whatever it may be, change the scheme of the plays or whatever it may be, so you could potentially win football games, thus earning the university, specifically if you're talking about HBCUs, more money.
Okay, I'm glad you said that. And so, outside of the coach and the team, what's appealing for a potential football recruit?
Homecoming is what Deion Sanders said. Send them to homecoming, and that's what's appealing. They get to see all that booty shaking that Ed Reed was playing his music to. And no.
But I mean, But the truth is that there's not a whole lot of incentive there,
right? You know what I'm saying?
In comparison to BWIs and them
facilities, I think facilities matter, man.
They do. I agree.
And like Ed Reed, he's a University of Miami graduate.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Not to make the comparison, but even on a small scale, why couldn't Bethune-Cookman have a quarter of what University of Miami may offer a student?
Because they're gonna say it's money. They're gonna say it's a money issue. They're gonna say that the athletic department doesn't have the money to be able to, because it all depends on who comes to the games. I can't speak for Bethune-Cookman because I've never been to a Bethune-Cookman game. I don't know. Maybe y'all have or not. But in most cases, like Deion said at Jackson, if we can't fill this stadium, how can I build another stadium? If we can't fill this stadium, how can I build the facilities for my players to be able to, practice? He had other celebrities donating money, donating, new uniforms and equipment and all this stuff to be able to bring Jackson up to where they are. So I believe that's probably what Bethune-Cookman, and I'm pretty sure there's some other HBCUs, Tennessee State. I don't know what's going on with Tennessee because the boys up in Tennessee State.
What's the name? Alabama. What is it? Alabama A&M. Is it Alabama A&M, the HBCU?
Yeah, Alabama A&M.
I feel like their facilities are amazing.
I've never seen them. I've never seen them.
Just Google, best HBCU facilities, and I feel like Alabama's what is it? Alabama A&M is going to be like number one for HBCU.
Oh, so we talking about as far as sports are concerned?
Facilities.
Facilities.
Sports facilities.
In general.
Sports facilities.
Sports facilities. Okay, that's why I'm like facilities or sports, because at the same time you would think. Like I know one of the big issues, so it's no secret. I got 2 kids getting ready to go to college next year, and like my daughter does not want to. She applied to Howard, but she would not entertain Howard because of the stuff that went on at Howard. A year or 2 ago, when they were talking about all the mold and rats and stuff in their dorms and all that stuff. And you would think that Howard would have buku money and buku facilities as far as just the overall in general because of all the alumni that came up out of there, but. I don't know. It is what it is. That's why I asked, are you specifically talking about athletic facilities? But I'm Googling it now. I'm talking amongst myself. And I think the first one to come up is ASU. You're right. Alabama State.
Alabama State. Okay. But look, one of the things I picked up on, I didn't hear the interim president's interview with Roland Martin. But I did listen to all of Ed Reed's joint, and he kind of hit on a subject that they didn't really go into, but he was like, that he wanted to get the money from his donors and from his celebrity friends and all that. I guess all in all his donors, without blockage, without the university getting their hands in the football money. And they didn't really go into that, but I think that had a lot to do with it too.
I can see that. I could definitely see that. I could definitely see, schools wanting to take advantage of the opportunity that they do have some people who can, donate some big time money and try to reallocate that money elsewhere other than to the program in which the money was coming in for. I can see that.
Yep.
Or people just try to keep their hands in the pockets of the money anyway and just line their own pockets. You be a fool to believe that don't happen. You be a fool to believe that don't happen in schools.
It happens everywhere.
Right. Both PWIs and HBCUs. But, I mean, personally, I know it's a lot of people who are against big-time celebrities, ex athletes coming and coaching at HBCUs, but I don't get that part. That's the part I don't get. Why are people so against ex-celebrities or ex-athletes or whatever coming back, and trying to help build up a program?
Dog, in the NFL, you got ex-athletes that are coaching. I mean, that's just part of the game.
Yeah, my son's going to a school next year down in South Carolina where 80% of the coaches all played in the NFL. 80 and like I would say maybe a good 30 of them were big name football players. At least 30%, not 30 of them, 30% of them out of the, I say 80% probably played in there. 80% played in the NFL, but I would say about 30% of them actually are like with big name players, and it's the PWI, unfortunately. But if it's their opportunity to give back for starters, because usually when you finish playing football, especially on a pro level, you just don't quit and be like, I'm done with it. I'm going home to my wife and kids. You usually stay involved in some form, fashion, or another. You coaching your high school, you coaching little league kids. You want to do college, or you go in the booth and you commentating or something. So again, that's why I said I don't see the big issue with ex athletes going back and actually going to HBCU specifically. I think it's a good thing in my personal opinion.
Yeah, I do too.
Did y'all know Terrell Owens is he and the head coach, but he one of the coaches down at FAMU.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like didn't Ed Reed do that too? Didn't he go back there and go back to his?
He was in Miami. I can't remember what position he had, but he did go back and work for Miami, for University of Miami, I should say.
Oh yeah, a lot of them do that.
And Donnell, you're right. I'm looking at ASU, Alabama State's facilities. They do got a nice stadium. So it's Alabama State. Then after Alabama State, it's Prairie View.
Prairie View up in Texas.
Prairie View in Texas, and then Grambling, and then after Grambling is FAMU, and after FAMU is North Carolina A&T. Who is this after A&T? I don't know. Yeah, no. Oh, Southern. Southern is after A&T, and then on and on and on and on. So yeah. That's the you talk about the rankings. Who is this? I don't know who this. Oh, Alabama A&M. Alabama A&M is after what did I just say? Southern. Alabama A&M is after Southern.
So I say all that. Well, I guess to wrap this up, right? Like, how do you get top prospects into your football program? Facilities matters for sure, right? And I guess the legacy of the football team, right? Or any team, you know what I mean? Like, everybody wants to win.
Yep.
Right. But, when you go to a HBCU or any university for that matter, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not it's a situation where it's like you don't have to accept what we have. You know what I mean? Like, the university can do better. You know what I mean? To, get top prospects to come to your school and be prideful in, the university, if you will.
And that's the thing. You're right. So I think your question was, how do you get, potential prospects? As somebody who's currently going through that situation with his child, I will say one of the first things you mentioned, or one of the things that he's actually mentioned is, right, do they got a winning culture? If they don't got a winning culture, he wasn't interested. Which I'm a little, torn about that, but he wasn't interested. If they didn't have a winning culture, he wasn't interested. I would also say, now this is a little bit different in his case, but I know as well as when it comes to prospects, what's the likelihood of the staff being able to help them get to that next level? So another reason why a lot of people don't go to HBCUs, because they don't feel like the staff can potentially help them get to the next level. I mean, you do have probably a handful of players that come out of HBCUs that make it to the NFL or the NBA or whatever the next level is of that particular sport. But it's not in big numbers like going to an Alabama State or going to a Georgia or going to a University of Maryland or UNC or Duke or whatever. So a lot of people tend to go to those, PWIs with those winning programs, big name coaches, nice facilities. And that's their number one. My number one goal is I'm trying to go to Duke. I'm trying to go to UNC. I'm trying to go to Georgia. I'm trying to go to Alabama, because they know, like you said, what they have to offer and where they can potentially set me up to be for 4 years from now. I think
not even 4 years from now, but you know what I'm saying, when they have careers and you know what I'm saying, when they start raising their kids, you know what I'm saying, like, you don't have to accept this. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, just because it's an HBCU, that doesn't mean, you know what I'm saying, you have to have rats in the dorms and say, "Oh, that was my experience." Like, nah.
Right.
If
So that's
PWIs don't have it, HBCU shouldn't have it either.
So that's my question.
Right.
How do we, and I'm not saying us four, but how do we as people, or how do we get people, whatever the case may be, to uplift our HBCUs the same way these PWIs are? I mean, because in a lot of cases, it's money, it's big time alumni giving back
alumni
to these
donors.
PWIs. Yeah, it's alumni
Black
donors.
people don't give back.
And now celebrities want to give back your time and attention.
But it's not the way y'all thinking about it, though. We talking about.
Oh, that's right, Mr. HR. Come on, Mr. Recruiter. Come on, Mr.
When we talking about these big donors, they're not giving money to the school. They're giving assets to the school, including life insurance policies. So when people die, they write those places into the will, which means they get money.
I was watching a show called New Amsterdam, and they do that at hospitals too. I had no clue that people really write off like you said, their houses and stuff to hospitals and schools. I thought they were just giving big name. Go ahead, John. Yeah, I did not know that. No. Nicole said that part. But yeah, how do we seriously? I mean, so if that's the case, then how do we do that? That's not necessarily how do we write, donate assets, but how do we get more of us to do stuff like that?
Man, listen.
It starts with educating them when they students.
Hey, not to cut you off, John, but I'm itching. So DC, to me, DC is one of those cities. To me, DC is one of those cities, like the black community in DC. Like, if you ever went to like a party or just a gathering where, you know what I'm saying, like it's see or be seen, you'll see so many labels, name, you know what I'm saying, like name brand things, or whatever the case may be, from head to toe.
It's a mentality.
But I guarantee you, if they went to school, half of them wouldn't even donate $5 to the school once a month.
It's a mentality. That's what I'm saying. How do we change that mentality of we so quick to like for instance, I can tell you now, I can't see what shirt Donnell rocking, but I can tell you now, 3 of us on the show are rocking black-owned apparel right now. John got on the black-owned shirt. I got on a company from a black-owned shirt, and Mike got a company from a black-owned shirt. How do we change that mindset to say, you know what? Instead of us giving our money to people who don't look like us, don't get me wrong, their stuff may be nice, and so on and so forth. How do we give back to our schools, support our people who, got their own clothing lines, their own businesses, and so on and so forth? To me, it's the mentality. We have to get out of that mentality of, you know what, because, this celebrity is rocking them, I'm going to rock it too. That celebrity can afford, a $500 pair of shoes. I can't. That celebrity can afford to, to do things that, most of us can't do. So if that's where they're choosing, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, again, it's a mentality. I think, it starts with, like John said, educating the whole, the whole educating system. Yeah, it's don't get me started.
Oh man. Hey, it's people who own homes but don't own homes. Everything under their trust.
Right.
So if they ever filed, you know what I'm saying? What is it? If they get like you don't technically you don't lose. Go ahead, John.
Right. I was gonna say you get sued or something like that. It all goes through the trust.
Mm-hmm. So you technically don't lose it. It's the trust that you good. It's the trust that's getting hit. But I'm just saying, it in general. So it's the whole education part. Educating even on that stuff. Educating on, like John said, giving assets instead of money. Or whatever the case may be. Like how it's we really gotta do better as a people to be able to give back to our educational systems, HBCUs, your local schools, or whatever it may be. So that way, we can have those same type of facilities that gets in those recruits, that gets in those money, that gets in the money that be able to put people in the seats to see a winning football team at a HBCU instead of the same one or two teams every year. That's why, honestly, I ain't gonna lie. I really hope that Deion Sanders did stay at Jackson State to be able to help continue to facilitate that change before he left. I think he left a little bit too early for my, in my opinion, but that's just my opinion. That's why I was really hoping that Ed Reed, would have did the same. And any other, what's dude in Tennessee State? What's Tennessee State football coach? I can't think of his name. Coco from SWV husband. Eddie George is at Tennessee State. Okay. So I'm hoping that he's doing the same thing up at Tennessee State. I don't know.
Well, I was just going to say earlier that, like you were mentioning some brand name schools, for PWIs, that HBCUs should still be able to offer the same type of cleanliness and facilities and all that. But even the non-name schools, I mean, Backwater University and, around the corner college, they still have better facilities and better allocation of money than HBCUs do.
Yes.
And why is that?
Your guess is as good as mine. I have no clue. That is a hell of a question. Like John said, maybe it's the donors who got their hand out there saying, this is what specifically I want my money or my assets to go. And we don't do that. Like Donnell said, people, racket people who won't get $5 to an HBCU graduated from HBCU. So I don't know. No clue. We got another topic. We got another topic. We're getting into the topic for the night. I think Donnell, what's good with the topic for the night?
We want to go to commercial first. So the topic is Robyn versus Harper. From the Best Man Final Chapter series.
Okay, so Robyn versus Harper. I'm curious to know where we're going with Robyn versus Harper, since and we all know it was a situation with Robyn and Harper, better known as Sanaa Lathan and Taye Diggs. And their situation that they winded up not together by the end of the series, but there was some stuff that went on in between that I guess Donnell want to get off his chest. We're gonna talk about that right? From this commercial. Yeah, okay.
Welcome to What's Going On? My name is Demita Joe. Each Wednesday, you can find me here at 3 p.m. I'll be over here discussing different things that are going on and try to bring you a boost of positivity for your week, because we all need this. We're going to share some feel-good stories. We might find a hometown hero. We may take a look at some trending topic. And sometimes we might even find a lesson in a not-so-warm and fuzzy story if we can. I'm Demita Joe, and I'll see you guys on the next episode right here on What's Going On?
Tune in to Millionaire Man Cave, only on Relationship Entertainment Television, Tuesdays at 8 p.m.
Millionaire Man Cave right here on Relationship Entertainment Television. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. Y'all could have chosen to be anywhere, but y'all right here on Relationship Entertainment Television, better known as RETV with us. Make sure if y'all have not already done so, y'all go ahead and subscribe to the Relationship Entertainment Television YouTube channel. Just type in Relationship Entertainment Television. It'll pop up. You'll see the logo, all that good stuff. Hit the button, hit the bell. That way y'all notified. But if y'all are sitting there watching on Facebook, make sure y'all share this with your family, share this with your friends. Y'all can also download the Roku app so y'all can actually watch via Roku. But then make sure y'all check out the website as well. Y'all got questions, y'all got comments, y'all got concerns, y'all can send all that good stuff into info@re-tv.net. info@re-tv.net. Tonight we're talking about Robyn versus Harper. For those who actually watched the Best Man series, the Best Man, well, I ain't say series. I guess it was a series.
It was
a movie. Then it was the TV, I guess, series, whatever. In my opinion, which was actually better than the whole movie series, in my opinion. But you know, it is what it is. The first one was really good. Yeah, I gotta get the first one was really good. I'm gonna leave that one alone right there. First one was really good.
You didn't like Best Man Holiday?
Yeah, no, not that one. That was it was okay. Old girl died in that one. It was okay. Nah, it was. I like
He cried.
Nah, anybody cried.
He gonna go in the car and cry.
Nah, stupid. Nah. So yeah, where we at with it, Donna? Where we at? Oh, before we get there, you were talking about food earlier. So why people be messing with food is my question. This right here is something that I like Krispy Kreme donuts, but why we gotta mix Krispy Kreme with Biscoff cookies?
Oh man, that joint might be bomb. It's probably like a not a seasonal, but like a limited edition.
Limited time. Oh yeah.
It just came up on my timeline on Facebook, so I'm sure
that joint might be busting.
You think so?
I'm looking at that joint on the right with the sprinkles on it.
like the sprinkles.
I feel like Rage, Baby D from Friday, got the sprinkles on it.
You gonna slide that joint down your Honda windshield?
I mean, it's funny because people are. Sometimes we talk about like the difference between Krispy Kreme and Dunkin' Donuts, and like people debate which one is better. Krispy Kreme. I always say Krispy Kreme, right? So I don't think they can make a bad donut. Honestly, them Jones will be fire, all of them.
Put some candy corn in that bad boy.
That would. That'll do it.
Hey,
that'll do it.
But somebody
would buy it. Exactly. Not high.
Just not this guy.
Exactly. We'll talk about the night. Mr. Reasonable.
Robyn versus Harper. So do y'all think they were good for one another? And let's take it back to The Best Man, the original movie.
Back when he was like, "I need you."
Yeah.
Were they ever good for one another? I don't know.
I mean, they were not good for each other at all. I'm not saying they didn't hold each other. I think it was
something to do, right?
It was. I mean, look at him. Like he would cheat on her again in the drop of a hat. Like that don't happen more than once. So I mean, it's just weird that way. Like I know she was looking at the other dude, the food. Who was it? I don't know what they call that. Like the food vendor guy. Yeah. So I mean, like they couldn't keep their eyes off of other things going on. Like they was more focused on their individual things. All that they was bad for each other, man, from the beginning.
That's why I said I don't know. I mean, they was able to do some things, I guess, initially to Donnell's point. But like you said, as they went on and you learn more about their relationship, you realize that Harper's heart wasn't. I don't think Harper's heart was ever really with Robyn in the first place. I think he liked her, he loved her, but I don't think he really was ever in love with her. I just don't think he was ever in love with her to start with. And I think that she felt overlooked enough by what he was trying to do and what he was trying to become that she wound up.
She lost herself.
She lost herself, and she wound up, like John said, going to have eyes for others as well.
Wait a minute. Flag on the play. No. Not flag. I'm throwing the challenge flag on that one, Mike. I'm throwing the challenge flag.
Lost herself.
Oh man. So
what does that even mean?
what does that even mean? And when you say losing yourself, you know what I'm saying? Because at least in my mind, and we going back to the first Best Man movie,
I gotta
we
remember
can't say that Harper was never supportive of
right.
her. All right,
She's
now,
a caterer, god damn it.
right, and to that point. So the line was, one said that she was a stand-up comedian. The other one said she made jewelry, and the other one said she was a teacher. And he was like, she's a caterer, goddamn it. It took her a while to find her creative niche.
Okay.
I think when I first saw the movie, I took that as they were being facetious in what they were saying what her career path was. But after watching the series, I felt like she jumped around to all, you know what I'm saying? She explored all these avenues, you know what I'm saying? And sound like she didn't stick with just one, right?
Mm-hmm.
How can you say she lost herself when he's been around for like all these ventures?
The reason and again, let me change my name to Mr. Reasonable right quick. No, no, because I know, there are people who go into relationships not knowing what they want to do or not knowing exactly their situation, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But feeling supported at the same time in them trying to find whatever it is that they're trying to do, and they wind up supporting one spouse winds up supporting another more than they get supported in return. Whether you know what you're going to do or not, you wind up losing yourself because you're supporting your other spouse so much that you don't have enough time for yourself to figure out what you want to do or to stick with something long enough because you supporting your other spouse, because you supporting the spouse.
So do you think that was the case with Robyn?
So here's my deal. Oh, go ahead, Ty. Answer. Well, so, just trying to be reasonable too. See the name change?
He did change.
But no, seriously though. I do empathize, sympathize, whichever word it is. I can never get the definition correct for saying it right, but empathize or sympathize. I do when women say that they've lost themselves in a relationship, because what happens is they are, and it happens with men too. Let me preface that. But with women, you usually hear them say it. They are supportive of their man. They are trying to help their man. They're nurturing. That's what they do. And it gets to the point where they're doing more for other people, including their husband or their spouse or boyfriend, whatever. They're doing more for them than they're doing for themselves. And that's when they are, quote unquote, lose themselves.
Right. They feel like they're losing
themselves. But I mean, whose fault is that?
Now, I don't think that there's ever, well, I guess some people will, but I don't think most of the time they're really putting the fault to that when they say they're losing themselves. I don't think they're saying, you made me lose myself. I think they're just saying,
but I think you're wrong. I disagree,
myself.
Mike. I actually think that's exactly what they're saying. Is I gave up all of me for you. Like that's what they're saying. And so that actually just causes
11 years of sacrifice.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And next thing you know, you're getting your car burned up. So with all your clothes, right? So, but that's the issue, right? So she felt like she lost herself, and she said it in therapy that what happened was she shrank back, right? Mm-hmm. Like I remember, like if you look at the first episode of the series, they were, it might have been the second episode when they finally made it to the wedding, right? When they were there and they were talking, and he told everybody about his book. You could see if you go back and look at the face she made at that time, I'm not sure that she actually was like excited for the book being turned into a movie, even then. And then it turned out later on that she like
resented some of that.
I think she resented all of that. So
okay,
but is that possibly because he's had one thing after another, which is successful, which is nothing wrong with, and now she's just waiting for when is her turn for him to be able to help her be as successful because she has to be there as a support to him.
So I do.
Hasn't he been doing?
Yeah, yeah, but I do believe that's why they threw in that piece and why it was important that she wanted to buy that place and he didn't get around to talking to the realtor about it.
And I want to put out there, they're supportive and they're supportive when it's convenient.
Okay. So I'm glad you brought up the whole store thing.
For me.
So what would have been the point of buying the place if she wanted to go to Africa anyway?
I don't think that was initial. I don't think that was the initial thought of going to Africa.
Right.
Yeah, she didn't want to go to Africa at first.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying? If you put a time frame on it, like it could have been 6 months at best.
Regardless, if you have a plan that falls through, whatever your plan may be, you gonna sit there and be like, I ain't got another plan, so I'm gonna revert back to what I was doing before. No, you want to grow, so you want to grow forward into whatever it may be. And if her heart was in, obviously helping less fortunate people, obviously,
yes,
but that was
even the daughter, right?
My interpretation was because of what John called them, street food corner dude,
vendors,
street food vendor. Because she was raving about how he, would tell these stories about his experiences in Africa, right? That it made her want to go. And this is, and mind you, like this was before the store was even introduced to her, so it was always in the back of her mind.
You know what? Yo, you okay? Wow, I forgot all about this too. When the wedding was previous to all of this stuff that we see in terms of like her not getting the place, right?
Right.
So even then, he dismissed her when she wanted to stay in the island and open up a business there.
He did. Like, this is what you really want to do? Like,
now you messing me up because that wasn't my argument. I was going to argue for him. No, I was saying you messing me. I like this whole conversation messing me up because I was going to be on his side, but I'm having a hard time now. I'm talking myself out of it real quick.
I'm telling you, he was supportive as it was convenient to him and what he wanted to do.
So he's selfish.
Oh, who's not though? Don't get me wrong. I think everybody's selfish. I think even she was selfish to a certain degree. So if you have something you got going on, all four of us married, right? I got something going on and my stuff is taking off. And I'm doing super successful in whatever it is that I'm doing, right? I want my wife to support me in whatever it may be. I want my wife. So to me, is that not selfish for me? I want my wife to support me in whatever I'm doing successful, and vice versa. If my wife was doing something, and she, all right. So for instance, my wife, y'all know my wife. My wife is a singer. She sings, and my wife said, "You know what, babe? What? She sings."
Oh,
she sings.
No, I was playing.
So if my wife,
she said she's single.
No, she ain't single.
Hey, yeah, I got a single wife.
Try it if you want to.
Girlfriend got a girlfriend, got a wife on the side.
Right.
Want to? She ain't single. Nah, but let's say she's a singer. So she sings. So and she's done some big name. She's sung with some big name people, right? So let's say she decides to say, you know what, I want to take this on the road and I want to go sing full time, and I need you, Ty, to support me. I don't consider that being her selfish because she wants me to support her in what she needs to do and to be able to take her career to the next level. So if I got to put what I'm doing currently aside to be able to move or to be able to adjust my life and my schedule to help her along the way so she can make it, I don't see what's wrong with that, because I would expect the same thing if the shoe was on. If I'm doing something and I'm asking her to do something, to support me, then I'm like, yeah. I mean, I think you should be selfish to a certain degree.
So let me play devil's advocate, Ty. Your wife want to take her singing career on the road.
My wife. No, I'm joking. Huh? So why we gotta talk about my wife? No,
your wife want to take her singing career on the road, and let's just say you had an opportunity to be Jeff Bezos' right hand man. What you doing?
I don't know if I want to be Jeff Bezos' right hand man. Or why can't I do both? I'm honestly, to be true, if that was the situation,
man, Jeff Bezos ain't got a whole bunch of time for you to go, with Nicole on the road to go chase some sleep.
Everybody working remote now. I mean, work remote from whatever city that.
Well, that's not part of the scenario. Stop trying to change the scenario.
You need to be more specific with your scenario then.
You gotta go back to 2000. You gotta go back to 2001 when we just was using you couldn't do no virtual work.
Honestly,
the best man, Harper, wasn't virtual.
Yeah, you're right, but he's writing books. He can write his book from wherever he wants.
He can write a book, but he couldn't do his movie virtual.
Shit, he wasn't in the movie.
That's true.
He couldn't whatever he was doing, he couldn't do it virtual. God damn it.
Apparently, he couldn't do it in Ghana because that's where his wife wanted to move to, and he was like, "I ain't going over there." He couldn't do it.
Answer the question, Ty.
What's the question down there?
Are we chasing the dream, or are you going to go work with Bezos?
Hey, the dream may work out better than Bezos at the end of the day. Bezos sold his stock in, not saying stock, but he ain't CEO of Amazon no more. So why I want to be with Bezos?
Because he doesn't have to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you
right. Okay. He doesn't have to be.
That's that's the whole point. Like, you don't stay CEO forever in no business if you already made your money.
He doesn't have to be. I'd have to make my money. So regardless if it's my wife making the money or if I'm making the money.
Look at what you surrounded yourself with.
Man, if she's singing with big time celebrities, I can still surround myself with big time people that may not be Bezos.
You don't know this. You know what I'm saying? The unknown, Ty. The unknown. We're not talking about the success story for Nicole.
It's still unknown with Bezos too, in my opinion. It's no guarantee.
Come on, bro. Come on. Are you serious?
Yes.
I'm going to agree with
you. Me if you surrounded yourself with Jeff Bezos, you don't know what the success story could potentially be.
So you telling me
versus
Bezos admin is just as rich as Jeff Bezos?
I didn't say admin.
No, you
right hand man.
So his admin is his right hand man for starters, because his admin know everything that he do and he don't do. Ask M.A. Uduko, who was out of Boston, who had the lady who was making all his travel arrangements. So Nia Long ass was in Mexico while he was over there screwing her in damn Salt Lake City. So again, you never know. It's not guaranteed just because I go with Bezos that I'm gonna be successful. It can be. It's not guaranteed that if I go with my wife, whoever she's singing with, she could be singing with Fred Hammond, Kirk Franklin, damn Tyrese, or anybody else that she gonna be successful either. So either way, it's a risk and gamble, in my opinion.
It's a gamble.
Yeah. It's no guarantee just because that's like the question. The question that people always say: would you rather have $10 million or dinner with Jay-Z? Ninja, I'm taking the 10 mil because that's guaranteed. Jay-Z is
let me throw this at you.
For me, other than
let me throw this at you, Ty. So in the movie, facts, she wanted to go to Ghana. Facts.
Right.
He was given upfront money to do the movie. So he already knew what his outcome was going to be before producing the movie.
Right. Okay.
What are you doing? The movie or you going to Ghana?
I can do the movie and go to Ghana. You can set up shop in Ghana while I do the movie.
That's what I'm saying.
It doesn't always have to be black or white. You can do something in between. For you to sit there and say, you know what, I'm just going to complete
negotiations.
Especially if it's your wife. Now, if it's a girlfriend or somebody you just, you kicking it with, kick rocks. You go ahead and go to Ghana, and I'm going to go ahead and do this. But if it's your wife, you have to negotiate. That doesn't necessarily mean you compromise.
Negotiation.
You can negotiate your relationship. It doesn't always have to be, I'm going to do this versus you do this. And because you want to do something different than when I want it. That's like, all right, this is my thing. Why do people think that we have to think alike in order for us to be successful?
Don't. But I'll just say this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't in my line of work, there are deadlines. And you don't get to dictate if they move to the left or they move to the right. You don't get to dictate that. I'm in IT too. If a code goes wrong or something happens, then regardless, you don't know. You may have a deadline. Deadline could be February 1st. If I install a code in whatever program it may be, and that code don't happen the way, guess what? I got to roll that bad boy back, and that deadline now moves out another day.
That is no guarantees because February 1st is my deadline that it's going to happen. It's going to launch on February 1st, dog. I can test.
All I know is
do all that, all I want. It's still no guarantee.
All I know is when I think about legacy and setting up mine, I'm going legacy because Robyn's track record was, you know what I'm saying, regardless, you know what I'm saying, like regardless she wanted to go that summer, it was like whichever way the wind blow, that was going to be her next interest.
Possibly. And I think, to John's point, I think it was written that way to give that illusion or give that impression that she was very flighty with the next steps in her potential career.
Every time you turned around, she was trying to switch to something else.
Yeah,
I'm going with the guarantee or the potential. Like in my mind, if I was ever given that opportunity, you know what I'm saying, to hang out with Bezos, bro, like I want to know what his, you know what I'm saying, what the secret is, you know what I mean? Like what's the next investment? Like all of that. Like I want the plug.
And that's why they say everybody can be entrepreneurs, because as an entrepreneur, you don't have a guarantee. Some people, that's why you have people work 9 to 5s versus people being entrepreneurs. Because as an entrepreneur, which can set up for legacy. So to say that, going 9 to 5, the guarantee sets up for legacy is bull, because you can be an entrepreneur, be successful as an entrepreneur, not initially, but you can be successful as an entrepreneur 5, 10, 15 years down the road and have the same legacy for your kids, your great-grandkids, and so on and so forth that you can have with quote-unquote guaranteed money that's going to stop at some point in time at a 9 to 5.
Hey, man, I'm going to go hang out with Chick-fil-A corporate offices, you know what I'm saying? Like whoever founded their customer service model, I'm hanging with them, you know what I'm saying? Bruh.
But what makes you think that you can't meet them along the way and still be able to gather that same information? Because
they are the success stories. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of businesses it's a lot of cats who have businesses, and if you know what I'm saying, like if you a business and don't have a business model, shame on you. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I want to know how this business became successful. May or may not work out for me, but at the very least, you know what I'm saying? At the very least, I'm educated on what made this business successful.
But it may not, and it may or may not work for you. Everybody's journey is different. Just because somebody may have started with money in their pocket, somebody may have started with no money in their pocket. So if you're telling me Jeff Bezos started, and let's say for instance, Jeff, I don't know what Jeff Bezos' story is, but let's say for instance, Jeff Bezos started with $1 million grant or whatever it is. His father, his mother, or somebody left him $1 million, along the way. He started off his business that way. And I started off my business with $0 in my pocket because I ain't had nobody to leave me nothing. You telling me I can't be just as successful with Jeff Bezos because he started off with $1 million and I didn't? Everybody's journey is completely different, but I can still make it to where Jeff Bezos is with no money in my pocket. And I can meet them. I can meet Jeff Bezos. I can meet the Chick-fil-A owner. I can meet, everybody else that you consider successful along that same path. Just it may not be in that same timing.
And you may have the same heroes or mentors and still not do as well.
Right.
So I'll just say this. You know what I'm saying? I feel like when your circles start changing, then this is just my humble opinion. When you surround yourself with, those caliber of individuals, if you will, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like you setting yourself up for people to know who you are. You know what I mean?
Oh, I'm not doubting that at all.
And, I'm not, and to be honest with you, just because you surround yourself with these guys, that doesn't necessarily mean that you are the next person to start a successful business.
That part.
But at the same time, you know what I'm saying? I just feel like, I don't know. Like, I just feel like, people with money kind of like flock together.
Of course. No, you don't want to be the
birds of a feather flock together.
You do not want to be the brokest dude in the room. If it's a bunch of millionaires, you don't want to be the dude who's teetering on the millionaire and everybody else is teetering on the millionaire. But at the same time,
Cooning.
You know, they fake it until you make it. Nah, dog. I mean, right. I mean, yeah, it's just like Nicole said, very successful business takes time and had the pitfalls before they became a mogul. So regardless of whatever, you know, the route is going to be, you're going to have your pitfalls. So if I go be Bezos' right-hand man, I still going to fail somewhere along the line before I get to Bezos status. So why can't I go to other? I can't take my own route.
That may be, but you still got Bezos and his
you know, he
and the homies, like, the homies, Bezos homies. Hey, look, man, I'm going that daggone what's my man name? Giants defensive tackle.
Tabo Strahan?
Who?
Oh, you who?
On the Fox Sports. What's his name?
Strahan.
Michael Strahan. Yeah, I'm going to space too.
Okay. Space too. But realize that even Strahan, straight out, he just got he got a star on the Walk of Fame the other day. Yesterday, I think it was star on the Walk of Fame yesterday. And you know who he talked to? Terry Crews. Terry Crews ain't got as much money as damn Michael Strahan, but he said Terry Crews is the one that told him, yo, this is the route in which you can possibly go in order to help your career grow further past football. So get into acting, get into this, get into that, get into so forth. It wasn't guaranteed that he was going to be successful in any of those things. But he said Terry Crews is the one who inspired him to do other things. Yeah, he probably could have went and Michael Strahan had enough money and notoriety where he could have probably went and been best friends with somebody super rich, more rich than him, but it still wasn't guaranteed regardless. He took his time and went about his route and became Michael Strahan, who now has a star on the Walk of Fame. First athlete that really has or first athlete that's, I don't know, something like that has a star on the Walk of Fame like that. It's all right.
So Nicole said that, and who's to say they will share their secrets?
That part
my
too.
thing is, you never know. They may not even have a secret. They may not even have secrets. It might just be the right circumstances fell in the right times.
Yeah.
And they just happen to work hard and follow the opportunity. That's the same for everybody, for anybody.
Everybody's success won't be the same. And I get it. I get what you're saying down there in theory. I do get what you're saying in theory.
So Ty going to follow the singing career. What you doing, John?
Who?
He already made John change his mind about Harper versus Robyn.
Right.
John was already on Harper's side. Now he like, yeah, maybe. Now he got to figure out.
I hear what you're saying, Ty. Like the whole idea of, you playing. I guess you're playing the long game. You hoping that your wife situation going to work out, right? I don't know. I think I might be like, look, we got this right in front of us. Why would we walk away from it? Like, I mean, but I think it's unfair because what actually happened, I believe, is that it wasn't about money or the long game. Like her situation about wanting to move to Ghana had nothing to do with like trying to be wealthy or anything like that.
Okay.
It was Ghana, right? That's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it had nothing to do. I mean, it wasn't about building her career necessarily. It was like she didn't say she wanted to go open a. Well, she did say. Did she say she wanted to open a restaurant in Ghana?
Yeah, open up something in Ghana. She wasn't going just for the hell of it.
No, I mean, some people do. They just be like, I'm just gonna pick up. I'm moving to a new country.
Yeah,
like,
ain't nothing wrong with that too. That's where they feel they're being led to. But that wasn't her situation. Her situation was, she was going over there for a specific reason.
Yeah, to start up some type of restaurant, a
co-op
restaurant or some shit.
Thus, as the storyline progressed, and when Harper and his daughter were sitting in the park with the, and was getting ready to eat the sandwich burger or whatever it was, and she decided to go give it to the homeless guy instead. He then saw, oh shit, my wife has had this much of an impact on our daughter that she has this type of mentality and this type of, that I need to back off and allow it. Let me not be so selfish. And don't get me wrong, I'm not agreeing with it to a certain degree because I think he needed to be in his daughter's life but let me back off and allow my daughter to continue to have the influence that's pressed upon her from her mother for her to be able to go to Ghana instead of sitting here and now becoming just, wealthy off my books and movies later on down the line.
I just think that the whole thing was messed up that she would be like, I'm gonna take your daughter and move to Ghana.
That's why I said I don't know that part of the argument. I'm kind of I don't want to say something I don't regret because I'm with you, John.
So Nicole said, so does that mean Beyonce shouldn't have followed Jay-Z? Like, I believe, in my mind, but Beyonce was already a success. And I don't think that Jay-Z stopped doing his thing either. I mean, like, that's I guess the perfect situation would have been Robyn go to Ghana and open that restaurant and Harper do his movie and we come together at a later date. You know what I'm saying?
Ghana, set up shop.
But she felt lonely in that marriage.
Right.
Now, is that selfish?
Well, her feeling lonely or the fact that she was lonely?
Same thing to me.
It's not. It's not. I mean, because if you feel lonely, I mean, there are things you can do to make yourself lonely. It does not include going to hook up with the street vendor, as John called him.
Right. I mean, I guess the way I see it is like, I don't know, man. I can't.
So I can't help that you feel lonely, but I can help leaving your ass alone.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, because he didn't. I mean, marriage is about compromise. You have to compromise in marriage. You don't necessarily have to, like you said earlier, give up, quote unquote, who you are. So that way your spouse can be successful. You can compromise. You can come to some conclusion of how can we be able, because I don't think you should be able to, quote unquote, give up your dreams just because your spouse is successful. That is selfish. So because your spouse is successful in whatever they're currently doing, I got to give up whatever mine may be or potentially be just so you can continue being successful. How can we both be successful? Like I take it now, me and my wife are both entrepreneurs. And the way that I look at it is if I'm not successful right now in my entrepreneur endeavors and she is, how can I then support her so that way she can then turn around later and help me support me in the same way? We're not doing the same thing. She can support me later and vice versa. If I'm successful now, then there's the potential, like I got RETV. Y'all know I own RETV. My wife owns a consulting company, right? Let's just say, for instance, for shits and giggles, my wife's consulting company is not as successful as RETV. Well, guess what? I got RETV. I can do a damn commercial for her consulting business. Now I'm supporting her in her business so that way she can become. It's comfortable.
I don't know, bro. Like I just kind of, now that I think about it, and you know what I'm saying, don't hold me to it, but I think that's probably why celebrities like date celebrities, because they ain't gotta support each other. Right. They got their own careers.
And
they never walk away equal though.
But they understand each other. They're on that same level. They understand the pitfalls and the nuances of being a celebrity, because it's not just I make a lot of money. It's a lot of pitfalls and nuances. But I did want to say, go ahead, Ty.
No, I was just backing you up what you were saying. A lot of time commitment and things like that. But go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was just going to say in terms of the question and Harper going or not going to Ghana, I feel like, I appreciate you bringing up the Bezos scenario, but let's keep it where it is. He is in 2020. I want to say they went beyond and were like 27.
Later
but
on,
let's just say it was,
the war a couple years.
But let's just say it's 2022, 2023. This is the life we live. He can go to Ghana and still be okay. Let me back it up. He already has a successful movie. So it's not as though it was his first movie. This is the second one that they were working on. So he already had the success. They were talking about making a second. That's why he couldn't go to Ghana. So
is that right?
He can still do that. Yeah.
They were working on the first movie.
Not for the Ghana scenario.
Mm-mm.
The Ghana scenario, the movie had already been out.
The
movie was already out
for a sequel.
Yeah, they were talking about a sequel for the movie. That's what Harper was saying. He couldn't go to Ghana because they talked about the sequel and we got to stay on the fire and all that.
Right. Wow,
but he could still do that in Ghana virtually in 2023 because this is post-COVID and this is where we are.
That's true.
It all depends, man. Like some people don't, when they collaborate, they don't want to collaborate virtually. They want to do it in
long distance. Right.
I can stand that. People want you back in the office, and I need to see you face to face. Guess what? We got
because it's the energy. It's the energy, bro. Like,
but it works. Corporations have what's the word I'm looking for? Shown
that's debatable.
It works.
It depends on who it is. It's just like what works is two rap artists, dropping a few bars in their studio and another one dropping the bars in their studio and the producer just puts it together.
They was doing that before COVID.
Correct. But some artists is what I'm saying. Some artists, they want to be in person for that energy to make the song feel that much more real. I'm not saying that it doesn't work, but what I'm saying is, some artists are tangible.
And that is true.
Okay.
That is true.
And some people are tangible like that, yeah.
To each his own.
But at the same time, I feel like he could, based off of the success of his book, which got turned into a movie, which was successful as well. I feel like he had the leverage to be able to go to Ghana and be with his family because his family was struggling to be with his family and help make it whole.
Yeah, y'all
and still really do his thing.
Y'all messing me up because I really, really wanted to dislike Robyn, and I'm having a hard. I'm like, you're right. He could have gone to Ghana. He could have worked from anywhere.
Let me bring you back right quick, John. Before we wrap up, let me bring you back right quick, John. She did decide that she wanted to have this virtual or this visual crush on the street vendor dude. Does that help?
Nah, it don't. It ain't.
And her personality was she was flip flop at the drop of the dime.
She was. These are all very valid things, but I'm struggling right now. Yeah. and he kissed whatchamacallit?
Jordan.
Yeah.
Jordan.
I think they did a little bit more than kiss.
Yo, this I like to keep it in my mind that they kissed. La, that was it. That's all they did. I can't hold nothing else in there. Yo, the joke he is disgusting. He's the worst kind of man.
Oh Lord!
Don't do that.
I was trying to bring it back so you can,
Don't do that because he was a provider. You know what I mean? And I don't know, bro. Like I just feel like
he was.
Damn it! I wanted to like him. I thought he had ambition and drive, and he was trying to do the right thing. And no, he was an asshole. He's a cheater.
Donnie did some shit. She was just about a cheater too. So, but Donnie,
no, see, that's different between just about it and actually doing it. He actually did it. I thought he just kissed her. I just said, mwah, mwah, that was it.
Yeah. He did a little bit more than kissing. He did a little bit more.
Yeah.
But Donnie, to your point, there are people who are specifically men who feel like that is their role and their sole role in marriages or relationships, to be a provider. And as a provider, everything else falls beneath what I'm doing because I am providing for you a lifestyle, a home, or whatever it may be, because my career is so successful. Instead of as you mentioned earlier, she was lonely. Well, you wasn't providing that to her that she was lonely. She was about to go get it somewhere else. So,
he went and got it somewhere else.
Well, he did that. He's providing it over there to Jordan.
Yeah, I mean, I don't look. I applaud him for getting it. Great job on that one, but Yo, he's still this dude. That was the night of his wife's thing. He went and
he showed up.
And that's what he should have done. That's what he should have done.
He should have stayed with his wife.
He should have.
You know, because she showed up for him. He had the opportunity. He should have showed up for her, and he did it.
He knew what he was doing. He ain't like her like that.
That's what I said. They liked each other, but they didn't love each other. You're right, Donnell. I don't think he liked her like that. I don't think she liked him.
I think, just my humble opinion, I think Harper and Jordan would have been perfect for one another because they had their own successful careers.
And their ambition was the same.
Correct.
Yeah. So is that how you wrapping it up, Donnell?
Hey, yeah.
Is that how you wrap it up?
You actually, that's how I'm wrapping it up.
Okay.
Wrap it up with Nia Long.
So Harper,
no, I ain't doing that.
He said he gonna bear back with her.
Exactly. Raw dog. You dirty dick Dan. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. As always, we can keep the conversation going. We want to hear y'all's thoughts and opinions about the whole Harper situation versus Robyn situation. Were they good for each other? Was Donnell's original question. Should Harper went ahead and just gave up what he was doing to chase his wife to Ghana? Or should his wife, should Robyn stay her tail right here in the States and allow it to go with the guaranteed thing like Donnell said earlier? We don't know, but we want to know y'all's thoughts and opinions. Go ahead and put them in the chat. Y'all can rewatch this, put them on, on YouTube, put them on Facebook. We'll read them. We'll comment back. So y'all make sure y'all subscribe to Relationship Entertainment Television Facebook channel as well as the YouTube channel. And until next time, y'all, we are out. We will catch y'all same time, same place. We out, y'all.